Welcome back. Time to fix some motors. I have this film pack. I simply taped with a masking tape two wires to the terminals. This is the plus side, this is the minus side, and obviously I have the end of the wires that I will test the motors with. Okay, and basically if I take, well, no, I can't take any motor because both of them are in PCs, so I'll set this aside and come back to it later. Okay, before I start, let's go through the spinning orientation again. So this is where the gear train resides, right? And as I previously said, the last of the gears is normally turning like this, so it's turning clockwise, and that means this gear is turning counterclockwise. This gear is connected to that shaft, so the entire shaft must turn counterclockwise, but it's counterclockwise when looking from this side, so it goes like this. Is it correct? Yeah, so it's clockwise here. It's a bit strange, for my brain at least. I need to get this straight and correct, otherwise I might be stripping the only good gear trains that I have, so I can't afford that. Normally, at least on one of the motors, I saw on this cap an arrow, so I suppose that was the rotation arrow. Okay, so the shaft must be turning like this, so like this, and this is counterclockwise. All right. And I am going to try to glue those little brushes in this one. Now this one also has some markings on this side of the casing, and usually the markings should be aligned with the terminals, because, well, obviously there's an 1 here, so it's the continuation of the code or whatever that is, and therefore it should be pretty safe to put it back like this. Alright, so we have the rotor, it's already been cleaned, and now I need to stick those little guys on these little springs. I have no idea how they used to glue them in the factory, but I used super glue and it seems to be a perfectly fine idea. It worked, and there's little reason for them to get unglued. Now I am going to see in which position I must glue them. So one side is a bit shiny, the other side has an area that has like the remnants of the old glue. So this is where I need to place the glue. Also, on the shiny side, there's a bit of a depression here, and that is because it used to rub like this against the rotor. So it means that it must be put in place with that depression oriented like this. Okay, so that's one, and the other one is the same. Okay, let's try again. So I used a bit of sandpaper to smoothen the surface, because whatever it was left on these springs was in fact part of the brush itself. So the old glue ripped a bit of the brush, and that means I had a convex surface on the spring and a concave surface on the little brush. Now cleaning the excess from the spring was not difficult, but the concave surface of the brush would mean that the glue would just sit in that concavity and would not bond to that spring. So time to try it again, and I probably need to glue them in turn. So glue one, wait for it to set, then glue the other, so one does not shift the position of the second one. Okay, this is number one. Let me Google it. Maybe there's a different method. So one link says, take a plastic adhesive and mix some carbon powder readily available inside the used battery. I don't have carbon powder anymore. I used to have it and I threw it away. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. I'm going to go with a super glue. And that's just because I did use it before and it worked. I don't know if it's the best idea or not. I guess time will tell. But yeah, I could get some, for future reference, some graphite powder and mix it with some kind of adhesive, like a contact adhesive, I suppose. And the powder in the adhesive would make would be used to conduct electricity, while the adhesive itself is probably good enough to actually stick the two pieces, because it's slightly elastic. Alright, I'll just leave it alone for the next couple of minutes, and I am going to turn my attention to the rest of the white one, because it's still not 24 hours since I used the glue for the mirror in the body of the black one. So from the white one I need this, and I need this. Now actually I could get this part connected so I can open it and close it more easily, and only then I will move on to the flex. Actually, this one I didn't open, did I? No, I didn't. So I need to open it and clean everything inside. That's the other side. All right. Okay, so Fresnel screen looks great, except for these lines that I see pretty much. Oh, let me rephrase that. I've seen them pretty much on all the cameras that I opened up so far, 4 in total. The mirror seems to be still attached, so I'm not going to mess up with it. And if I turn this like this, the Fresnel pops up. Alright, so I will just clean these contacts, so the battery contacts. I will clean the mirror, the second mirror, the Fresnel, this contact here, so that contact for switch number 6, I think, and we are good to go. And maybe use a bit of lubrication on the gear train, and that's all. Alright, I will be back. Alright, so while lowering the Fresnel carrier, I noticed there is some wear and tear on the teeth of at least a couple of gears, this one and the small one. Now the small one is the one that's riveted, so there's nothing I can do about it. It seems that maybe one tooth is either missing or is kind of damaged. We'll see how it goes. Unfortunately, I do not have any kind of replacements, so it is what it is. Why it is stripped, I don't know. I did not take this apart, so yeah, it is what it is. All right. All right, looking good. Next step would be to get this one back. And this one is, I think it's the right one, okay. Oh no, it's a spare. So this is a spare PCB. I will need to remove the two contacts because they are already on the camera. I'll try to actually get these two out and install these without desoldering. On one hand, one of the screws is like this, so something was wrong there, and on the other hand it might be actually easier than to get these off. I'm not that skilled as to remove all the solder so they would just get out, so I think this might be easier. If I remember correctly, at least in my first camera, I managed to pull one out. Yeah, now I'll need to lift. This might be tricky because I will need to lift the plate so that these two I don't know how they are called. These two little tabs can slip under the cutouts. Let's see how that goes. Worst case scenario, the entire timing goes to hell, so I'll need to take the gear train out and retime it. Right, this is one. this is the other one. Okay, I've got them in. I will just need to adjust their position, and this is one screw that it's all right, and I'll need another one because this one is not for plastic. This one is too big. That one. Alright, so I'll need to make sure the position is correct and both circuits or both switches work correctly, and I also need to recheck the timing, so to see that the mirror is released and then locked back in position. Alright, short break and I'll be back. I got all the soldering done except for the motor part, and obviously because it never goes according to plan, the little pad on the actual flexi was broken here, was almost broken, and I managed to break it all together. So I had to scratch a bit of this paper cover away on this part and bridge the actual contact from the switch to the copper trace on the flexi. So another butchered soldering on my part, but it seems to work fine. So right now I should have continuity on between these two solder pads. Okay, and that means that this solder pad now is connected to this one and to this one. And if I open the door, nothing here. Still continuity here because it's the same trace. No continuity between that one and this one, so no continuity between this one and this one. So it works. I will add some isolating tape on top, and I hope it's okay. So what I should do now is go through all the contacts, because I didn't check this one. Just for good measure, I'm pretty sure it's all fine. But because of this incident, I would rather double check than be sorry. Okay, this pad is this one, this pad is this one, this pad is this one, or this one with the door closed. What else? This pad is this one, and this one. Okay, number 3 goes to this one, number 4 here, 5 here and here, 6 here, and 7 on the other one. It seems to be alright. We'll see if it buzzes or not. Okay, and I also want to check the timing, right? So right now mirror is down. I'll go through the cycle twice. This is 1, mirror is down. And why is it not budging? Okay, mirror is up. It felt a bit weird, so hopefully it's all right. Okay, mirror down. Okay, we might have a problem. I don't see the head like this one from the other contact, so it means it's lodged inside here. Oh shit. That's why it was acting up. Okay, there it is. Okay, let's go again. So basically, besides the timing, when the cocking ram is in this position, this contact should be open and the other one should be also open. So these two contacts or switches, they are both at the same time open or closed. When the mirror is in the up position, so the cocking, the recock ram is in its forward position, both contacts should be open, right? So nothing here, something here. So this is not good because it should be open. That means I need to move this a bit back, I think. So nothing here, nothing here. Okay. When the recock ram moves in its backward position or rearmost position, like this, something is still not right because it's not locking in place. But I'll have to investigate that. But now both contacts, both switches should be closed. This one is not, this one is. So because that one is not, I need to move it further to the front. It's either that or it is deformed. Yeah, I think the gear train was out of sync, so I had to take it apart, redo the timing, put it back. It seems all right, but I guess I will only know when the motor is back in the body. It seems a bit different than the other cameras. I don't know why. Maybe it has something to do with the partially damaged gears. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it works, because otherwise it will be all for nothing. Okay, back to the motor now. It's been sitting here for, I don't know, an hour or so. Let's see. Alright, seems to be alright. Getting it back is also a bit of a patience test, because the magnets inside the casing will pull on the rotor, and when the rotor is pulled it will slip uh, beyond the two little brushes, and if you're not paying attention and you will push the rotor back. That shiny part of the rotor will push on the brushes and they will fall off from the springs. So this is very much trial and error until you get it right. Nope. That's why I don't really understand how the instant camera guy does it without taking apart this bit. Alright, let's see what I did. So this should be the plus and that should be the minus. Okay, we have a problem. Actually, I think I have a problem with the battery. Did I short it? No, I didn't. Okay, so I'll test it on this one. And it's spinning like this. So if it's spinning like this, which is clockwise, when mounted inside the camera like this, it will be spinning clockwise. So this entire thing is spinning like this, which is counterclockwise on this one, and that is clockwise on the first gear. So that's right, correct? Okay, and my other one. It's spinning the same, so that's all right. Okay. And now I need to get this inside. And unfortunately, both these uh, pads are gone. I just noticed it. Okay, so they are gone because this was intended for the other kind of motor, the one with the contacts much closer to the body. I will have to make new holes. So I can either do that or use some jumper wires, one from here to here and one from here to here, and I think that's actually easier. I don't know if I have any kind of wire though. Let me check. Okay. Well, I guess I got it in somehow. Let's see if this thing turns. Okay, so right now I still need to make sure that switches are working correctly. And for door open, it means no, not for door open. For door open, this one should be nothing, and this one should have continuity. For mirror down position, so recock RAM in back position, it means both switches are closed, closed, closed. And for mirror up position, both should be open, open, and open. Okay. Okay, and nothing because I don't have the shutter assembly, but if I short 4 and 5, it should cycle. All right. Well, I'd say that's a success. That is a success. I'll get my dummy pictures back. And that wraps it up for today. That wraps it up. Let me see. Oh yeah, the cycle didn't complete because right now it doesn't know when to complete. So I'll need to do it by hand. All right. Close, close, close. Wonderful. This part is done. I can basically put the bottom cover back, but not yet because I need to get the shutter assembly. Okay. And in the next video, I will take care of the shutter assembly. I'll also convert it to 600. And I will take care of the SLR assembly that is by now completely dried. Yeah, that's the plan. I will see you next time.